Welcome back, everybody. It's Paul Maglev here with Train Valley 2. Double checking to make sure that my audio is recording and it's doing properly. So yeah. So we're going to take a look at the Detroit level. I was going to look at that and the platform for 9 3/4 level as well in the same video, but then I realized they were kind of too long and arduous to do. Plus, I'll get to have more thumbnails that I really wanted to make associated with each level, which will make things easier for me. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get two levels of Train Valley 2 in one weekend. No, I'm going to try to do the best that I can to make that humanly possible as best as I can. Now, one of the first pro tips I should lay out for this level in the series of pro tips and bro tips I've got for this level is that you start by dispatching appliances from the Amazon analog right here. That'll give us a cool $90,000 to accompany the remaining 4,000 that are left over from dispatching those trains. And the next thing we'll need to do is build this bit out here. And we'll try to build this out here. Hold on a sec. I want to build this first. Add some variety to the way I actually do things. Or at least some variety. So yeah, we've got that cool 90,000. Well invested. Which is the first thing that we should definitely do. Second thing that we should do is take note of our Easter eggs for this level. In this case, the Jules Verne Locomotive from Back to the Future 3, which would have become a Lego set through Lego Ideas, but it didn't come to fruition for some reason. I think the Lego group explains the reason they decided that a while ago, but I don't remember what it is. But you can still make one for yourself if you were interested, because the instructions for the original Lego Ideas design, as well as some other interpretations of the Jules Verne Locomotive, are available online, so you can build it yourself. Strangely enough, though, I don't think it's ever been represented as a commercially available model train, because I don't remember it being an HO scale, garden scale, S scale, Z scale, or any of the other scales that I can immediately think of. And that's really weird, because you'd think something so iconic would actually be available to the public in some capacity, instead of something you just have to hand make yourself, but I guess not. Maybe there was more money to be had elsewhere making stuff using other intellectual properties. We will need lots and lots of cash, though. And something tells me we aren't going to be able to deliver on that demand very soon, because I need to build a bridge over here. Oh, I guess I can't build it, but I need a bit of extra tarmac, so to speak. A bit of extra runway so that I can actually stop the train once it's dispatched out. And everything will start to make sense in a brief moment. But there's a lot of weird things about this map that require some unique problem-solving skills in order to figure out, and some of these things are not very intuitive. Take, for example, how I'm supposed to navigate around this roadway. which I'm assuming is a test track of some sort, since it's not attached to anything. And I have to work around it and construct around it because, unfortunately, it is what I call, for the lack of a better term, an arbitrary bottleneck, because you can't build across it, you can't build through it or around it, because it's elevated off the ground a little bit. So that means we will need to do whatever we can to build up and over it in an elevated sense. And I think we got our first train full of books, and I think I'm having that glitch again, where if I push the button, it has a little icon for $1,000 or whatever hanging around, or any other arbitrary value for that matter. Something tells me that's going to get fixed in a second, maybe when I put this up. Case in point. So yeah, that's a glitch. I'll have to make a note of that. And then I'll be able to hook this up here. Connect this here so we've got electricity over to this facility here. And we'll be able to dispatch some trains with some crude oil to go make some fuel. And we have this weird loop around here because of the topography of the landscape. And we're going to build a bridge here, and we want to make sure that the legs of the bridge don't coincide or collide or conflict with the tracks, otherwise we're just going to crash into it. I had to figure that out the hard way, of course. As you do. As you do. And I need to dispatch some more trains. And I need to remember not to have a snack in the future that actually gets stuck in my teeth. Because that's always annoying. And it's probably even more annoying to watch. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of progress so far. Which means that we are in some pretty good shape, considering the difficulty of this level, in all honesty. Because I normally don't do this well up to this point in time, because usually I make some sort of stupid mistake that, like, makes everything explode and stuff. So I'm really glad that this worked out so far. And I think from here I should be able to make some progress in some other venues. So yeah, we built the bridge here and we didn't delete some of the tracks on accident by building it out the way we did. Which is always a good thing. And on top of that, we should be able to have all the fuel taken care of fairly quickly and very soon. Because we need 15 for the town up here, which needs about that much, and then there's going to need to be another 15 more to fuel up the cars that we're going to build for this level. because a lot of the level is heavily focused on things you'd normally associate with American manufacturing in Detroit, in this case cars. Never used to be that way, but around the turn of the 19th into the 20th century, that's what Detroit became known for, as the Motor City. But before that, it had a larger diversity of industries that it tailored to. And when the economy wasn't doing so well, as a result of the eventual outsourcing of manufacturing overseas and other things, that would ultimately lead to Detroit's downfall. And there's a whole bunch of other issues, socio-political, economic, cultural, and other things associated with Detroit these days that I really don't want to get into because it's really complicated, and there's several documentaries on the matter, and books, and other things that I could probably mention. And they will probably articulate much better the ideas that I have in my head right now, and some ideas that I currently don't have in my head right now. Because I'm multitasking. But yeah, we've got this built, so we can go dispatch some of that fuel. We'll try to dispatch some tires as well. Or processed rubber, to be precise, as the game describes it. And hopefully we don't goof up. But yeah, I think we're really loaded with cash right now, so I can just build all these things that make my life easier. Like this. And then from there, we should be able to do some other interesting things in order to get this level finished. I will say, though, oh shoot, I probably should... Yeah, I probably should do something in particular. Hold on a sec. Oh. I need more locomotives. Okay, that's better. So we've dispatched some trains to get some of our objectives done. And we've dealt with any sort of conflicts that might be associated with them, for the most part. But we've got so many dang books! Oh dear. I forgot to flip a switch again. Which is just going to have a cavalcade of complications associated with it. And from there, that will just make one thing collide with another, and it'll just soon escalate out of control, as it usually does. Because when it rains, it pours. More than salt. Hashtag not sponsored. Okay, that's better. And then we can dispatch the rest of the the fuel like I had in mind. And meanwhile, we can go send some trains over to import... to bring in some steel plates, which we'll definitely need. And I did it again. Sending trains in the wrong direction is just what I do. I don't like it, but it's just the way it is. But now that we got the switches flipped in the correct order, we should be able to move forward. Yeah, that's much better. And I forgot some trains are faster than others. I thought I had planned this out much better. Obviously, I did not. So we'll try to dispatch some fuel, and there's another train full of books. Great. I've already been flooded and inundated with books that I'll send over to the university eventually, so that I can get some engineers. But right now I'm just completely swamped with them, as I usually am. In the meantime, I can upgrade all my locomotives and put the others back together. That's better. Yes, this is way better. And I think from there I should be able to dispatch some engineers to the town in the south and make the needed preparations to make sure that there's no other traffic conflicts. Yeah, I think this might work out. And then we can start churning out those cars. And we didn't have any collisions. Excellent. And then we can keep spending some more cash. On all sorts of things in order to get one of the stars, which demands that we reap in approximately $2 million. Dollars. I'm slurring my speech again. My apologies. But we've got all the engineers that we need for this level. We can produce some more in the future in order to get some more cash. And I think this configuration so far should help us get there as fast as possible. That's more like it. And we've built all the cars that we need, which is good. And we still have enough power going to keep churning out some extra stuff, which we will definitely need to do. And we got some more books. And it just never stops. So are we gonna get 4 stars this time around? Something tells me. I'm not entirely sure. I should be able to dispatch those engineers as I had intended earlier. That's what happens sometimes. I plan a little too far ahead and then I just get completely unaware of what's happening around me in real time. But I think this is about it. Pray for no collisions. Dispatch some more appliances. And then some more books. And then more people, and then more books, and then more of this, that, and the other, and it just never stops. Yeah, it just never stops. And I'm not going to create that conflict again where I smash something unintentionally. Again. Now this is what I'm talking about. We're cooking with gas now. Yeah, we are definitely cooking with gas. You just need to make sure that we don't have any conflicts like over here, where I usually do. Because that's just going to be an unmitigated disaster, which I'd rather not have. And I think we have enough cash laying around now for us to safely dispatch the trains loaded with cars over to the town in the north. I'm trying to figure out what part of Detroit this is supposed to be, because Detroit's a very large city. Or at least when I've looked at it on Google Maps. Like, it's just endless miles of suburbs with a very central center which used to have a people mover, but now it's being replaced with a light rail system, which actually looks more appealing and actually works at the ground level. I've never really had a thought about what I feel about people movers, to be quite honest. Because they're basically trains by a different name. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I will see you in the next one, and until then, take care, stay awesome, stay true to yourself, and remember to never give up. Bye, everybody!